What's up guys, this is Brad from Brickstar, and today this is another video on my journey to collecting every single set based on the MCU. I feel like I say that so often now by this point, and this is LEGO set 76254 Baby Rockets Ship. It is 8+, it contains 330 pieces, 2 minifigures, and it released on the 1st of April 2023, and it is yet to be retired at the time of this recording, and it originally retailed for $29.99 in the UK, $34.99 in the US, and $34.99 in Europe. So of course this is on my journey to collecting every single set based on the MCU, whether it be blister packaging, SDCC set itself, advent calendar, polybag, etc. Everything based on a property of the MCU. And of course this is based on Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. This is one of 3 sets. I did a review of the smaller set a few weeks ago or months ago. I can't even remember how long it was now. And this is the secondary set, and then there is a bigger set which I have yet to collect, but I just got this set and I was thankful enough to get this as a Christmas present, so I got it for free. So it's a great way. Of course I've told you guys about the best ways of saving money on Lego. That was a great way to save money, is getting it as a present, then you get it absolutely free. So that was really great, and to be honest I'm pretty glad I got this one for free, because if I'm honest, this one isn't the greatest of sets, but we'll get more into that later. But yeah, this isn't the greatest of sets, probably the worst of the line, if I'm honest. But anyway, we'll get into that later. So this is the box art. Of course, you've got all the characters on the front here. Again, I've said this before, it's a shame that Gamora's not on the front as she is in the film, but it makes sense as she's not in any of the sets. If they put her on the front of the set, the box art, it would look strange considering she's not in any of the sets. That goes on to a whole other conversation about they should have put her in the sets, but nonetheless, it is what it is. And if I just turn it around as well, you've got Rocket on the back here, and then you've just got them showing what you can do with the set and with the ship, etc., which is great. It's just your usual box art, if I'm honest. Anyway, so that is it for the box art. And now let's get straight into the review, starting with the minifigures. Starting off the minifigures, we have Adult Rocket, and this is pretty much the only proper minifigure in the set. The other one is a mold of Baby Rocket, but this is nice to get him in his suit from the third film. Across the line, we do get pretty much all the Guardians in their suits from the third film, other than Gamora, of course, but I can't remember if she actually wears it in the film or not. One thing I'm not really happy with is the molded head. So the molded head for Rocket here is pretty much what they've been using since his introduction to Lego. Which is really frustrating. I mean, looking at the facial expression, it's just like a happy expression, and I feel like Rocket has such a different personality to that. He's a bit sort of comedic, and he's a bit, headstrong. I don't think that this expression sort of really shows that about his character, but nonetheless, Lego gonna Lego at the end of the day. The molded head is great, though. I mean, I feel like they could do a new version. It kind of looks a bit like odd by now, but I'm not going to complain. They could have not done a molded head, and that would have been even weirder. But yeah, the suit in its entirety is pretty much similar to all the other minifigures. So you can see all the printing here on the front. And he does have the small legs. He has the mini legs, so you can't actually move his legs, frustratingly. But obviously, to get sort of his size, that sort of has to happen. And if I just turn the minifigure around as well, you can see that on the back, he's got some back printing as well. And he also has a tailpiece, which goes on just below the torso piece, and then you put the torso piece on top. So the tailpiece, I think in the Advent calendar set, I put it on upside down. I think I put it on below. It is meant to go above, so it's like hanging over his shoulder, which is a nice little detail. But again, I think they've been doing that since his introduction, so it's nothing new here. Also, they could add some colouring to the tailpiece. I mean, they've got the texture here of sort of the zigzag lines, but they could make those white. I mean, his tail is certainly not all brown. And again, on the back of the head, they could just add a bit more colouring and stuff to the back of the head. I just think, there's a lot more that could be done here. But yeah, there's nothing really interesting towards the back of the minifigure at all. I mean, look, it's a nice minifigure. It's just nothing really special in my opinion. But as I said, to get all the Guardians in their suits is good enough. And additionally, I did forget to mention, Rocket also comes with this blaster, which is kind of a weird build. It's like a gun piece with a rounded brown piece, a brown sort of dome piece, which is kind of weird. It's meant to be his gun specifically, I'm not really sure how it looks like his gun, if I'm honest. It just clips on like so. If it wants to clip on, there we go. It just clips on like so. I mean, from the side, that's what it looks like. It's kind of big for Rocket, if I'm honest. His gun kind of looks very different to that, but nonetheless, that is the gun piece that you're given with Rocket. And then the second minifigure we have, I'm calling it a minifigure, it's more of a mold, is Baby Rocket. And to be honest, just to get this genuinely is really, really awesome. I mean, I love baby minifigures. Obviously, when you get Baby Yoda, it was really awesome. Baby Groot, and now we have Baby Rocket. And of course, this is Rocket's film. Guardians 3 is really Rocket's film, and Baby Rocket is a key, integral part of the film. So this is a great, great minifigure to have. It's just, again, frustrating. I mean, they've done the face, and the face is pretty much the exact same face as the adult version, just on a smaller scale. And if I just turn it around, you can see absolutely nothing else of the mold is printed or painted. Sorry, absolutely nothing else is printed. It is fully brown. It is just a brown mold, and just simply with the face. Which just annoys me. It feels lazy from Lego. There is nothing on this minifigure at all. I keep calling it a minifigure, of course it's not. I mean, even the tail, it just looks like a cat. It doesn't really look like a raccoon. They've not even put the texturing on the tail, which, you know, it does feel lazy. It feels lazy, but it is what it is. At the end of the day, look, it's nice to get the minifigure, but I'm not going to say I'm too pleased at all with it. And this is the set itself. And look, I did say at the beginning that this set isn't great, and there is so many reasons for that. But also there are some actually kind of cool things in the set when I was building it that I realized. So this build took me about an hour. It's really not long at all. It's a nice small set. If we just take a look at the set sort of from the front and sides, so you can see here, this is sort of meant to be Rocket Ship. If I'm honest, again, I don't think we've seen Rocket Ship in the film. If we do, it was a very quick cutscene, because I do not remember it at all. It was not an integral part of the film. Him having his own ship was really, honestly, when I saw this set, it really baffled me how they even came across this set. The idea for this set, what I do know and I do think happened is that Lego gets concept art for the films before they come out, and they can only base their sets off the concept art. Of course, Marvel is very secretive, even now, into phase 6 of the multiverse saga? I don't know, of the entire saga, sorry. So they're very secretive, so Lego only gets concept art, and perhaps this ship was set to be in a lot more scenes and they were using concept art of that, which I'm not sure. So for that, I can't fault Lego for making this set, as I do know they only get concept art. Would there have been better sets to make? Probably, especially with Baby Rocket. They could have done a set with sort of the other animals that he was growing up with, and especially with the villain of the film, and maybe done sort of the villain, you know, the prison scene. I don't know, other things like that they could have done, but nonetheless. So from the front, these are the two wings here. These are actually kind of identical builds. They're just done opposite sides, if that makes sense. You just reverse it. These were really, really easy and quick to build, which was pretty cool. There is a lot of extending. There is a lot of attaching going on in this entire build. So this actually can move out either way. They can sort of both move out. You can sort of have the ship flying. I mean, that would be kind of crazy if you had them that high out. It does show on the box that they're sort of like this. I think maybe having them a bit out would be a bit better. These also attach. So these are nice different shades of orange and yellow. It's really hard to judge this really based off of anything, because of course we don't really see the ship in the film. So it's just really hard to judge this off of anything, if I'm honest. But I mean, to build, it was fun. These have little sort of rocket launchers on the back, which I guess is a nice detail. It doesn't really, I can't judge it off of an actual building. So I guess as a ship as a whole, if I'm honest, as a ship as a whole, I really don't like this ship. I think it looks awful. As a ship as a whole, I would just, you know, it looks like something crazy out of Lego City or something. I don't even know. Like, Lego City wouldn't even bring this out. It just looks like something wild. But these attach as well via the black connector pieces. So those just go on there like so. And these are actually really flexible. So you can actually move these up and down like so. They're sort of designed, I think, meant to be like a bit on a slant. And then moving around to the sides, we have these pieces here, which again are identical. they just move up and down like so as well. And they contain a stud shooter, which I'm not going to shoot because I hate shooting the studs. They're really frustrating. And then they contain these sort of rocket, or they're meant to resemble a rocket sort of launcher, a sort of, not rocket launcher, an engine at the back with the blue, the translucent blue, circular pieces. And there is another one in the middle as well, just to cap it off. There is these two sort of blade pieces that they've used as well, which I don't know, like, if that's meant to be a detail from the ship. Again, we've not really seen the ship, so maybe that's meant to be a detail from the ship. I mean, it does make it look a bit more interesting, but at this point, the yellow is just, like, really ugly, so it's not enough for me to enjoy this at all. This piece as well, sort of just hangs like this. This isn't movable, really, if I'm honest, so this stays like this position. And that's sort of at the top there. They've used sort of these arched pieces to create sort of this design, but it doesn't really work. I mean, this bit here overarches the other pieces, so it just looks a bit odd. And again, this is all identical on each side, with everything going on. Again, it's really hard to judge. I mean, the colors as well kind of look odd, like mixing the grays with the, I get the orange and yellow, it's sort of different shades, but the grays and just randomly placed, it's just a bit odd. This does lift up though, so the top of the ship does lift up, just like so. So this is just connected like so, which is a really, really easy lift. And then this is one thing that is really cool. So they actually use a translucent dark green panel, and this is a sort of a different shape panel I've never seen before. I'd never seen this, and the actual build, the way they've designed it is you actually build it upside down. So you place the block and then you turn it upside down, and that creates the window for the ship, which I thought was really creative. So I actually did really enjoy that part of the building process. I thought that was really, really awesome. And then inside, there are some printed pieces, so it is really difficult to see. Maybe if I remove this piece, it is a lot easier. So there are some printed pieces. So as you can see here, this is a printed piece, and it is exactly identical on the other side. But it is actually really cool, because this is one of the cooler things, because it is a different piece to what we've seen before. Usually we get the Lego Star Wars sort of control panel that they've used in Lego Star Wars and then started using in Marvel, but not in this one. This is actually really cool to have print piece, and there's two of them, so there's no stickers in the set, which is really, it's actually kind of cool they did that. And then there is just a 2x2 block here with one of the little studs, and that is for Baby Rocket to sit on as well. So it's good that they've included that in the set. It's kind of odd that at the back there is like a little hole here, and it doesn't really explain what for. I guess maybe it's just to down the piece count, if I'm honest. I'm not really sure. But then the I'm probably not gonna be able to get this back on now, am I? There we go. There we go. So the piece just goes back on like so. So it is like I said, this bit is a cool build. Like I mean, and it does work really well. Like it just, you know, opens really nice and smoothly, and you can, like I said, place Baby Rocket in there. Baby Rocket in there, and then you can place normal Rocket in there. He only stands up, of course, because he can't sit down because of which type of minifigure he is, but that's fine. And then this is how it looks as well. Oh, also I forgot to mention these do move up and down as well. So if you wanted to have them down and out, you could. So there is a really nice flexibility to those. So on just a base level of a ship, I guess that could come in really handy, and that's like a nice feature. But the ship in all its entirety is so ugly and doesn't really have any relevance to the film apart from the minifigures. But even that is really a loose connection to the film. But yeah, so this is the ship in its entirety. If I'm honest, this is probably the worst set of the line. It just is. I mean, the Guardians of the Galaxy headquarters at least appears in the film and is a cheap and fairly great set, if I'm honest, with the stickers and stuff. The new Guardian ship, of course, includes exclusive minifigures and is the ship, so it's like a ship that's recognizable. This one is just not recognizable. This set could have been, the middle set could have been a set with Gamora in. It could have been, you know, a set with maybe, if they wanted to include Baby Rocket, with the other, you know, characters from that film that he interacts with. It just felt weird, and we didn't get the villain in the entire line. We didn't get the villain So it just felt weird in its entirety. I don't enjoy the colors of the set. I think this was a really, really cool build, and some parts of it are really, really awesome, but it is repetitive too. On a baseline level as a ship, I guess it's okay. I mean, it looks like, I guess you could fit it in Star Wars, but even the colors for that just look odd. But yeah, overall, it's, you know, it is what it is. It's probably one of the worst Marvel ships for a while. Let me know what you guys think. Do you have this set? Do you like this set? Please like, comment, subscribe, share, etc. All of that jazz. And I will see you all on the next review.